To attend. If you want to pitch, there's a cost. How many companies in here at the moment are on the SeedLegals platform already? Right, so the majority aren't. First things first, I suggest you get on it. Yeah? We're trying to put together an environment whereby we basically wrap companies in cotton wool and help them to raise money. If you're on the SeedLegals platform, we know that if legally can raise, you've actually got the right share amounts set in place. We've got the subscription forms, we've got the ability to get investors into your company on the platform. What we're also doing, and I'm just going to introduce you to a couple of our partners here at the moment, we have an insurance company. Because me as an investor, and if you want to raise £100,000 and I'm going to give you that £100,000, I want to know you're insured. Both for your own life, company basis and everything else. It protects my investment. We've got a currency house, world first, for companies that are going to be doing trading across the world with different currencies and such like, and I'll let them explain what they do. And also Forresters, who are our intellectual property people, and Nancy touched on that earlier, they will cover that for you. And then we've got our, what we call them pitch deck people, Robot Mascot. They produce pitch decks for the people to look at, for potential investors. So what we're doing, we've got the legal side we want covered. We've got then the help through the pitch decks, all the other extra facilities you're going to need, insurance and such like. Then we can get you in front of investors at events, not like this, because this is obviously the companies, but for our pitch deck events in the evening, where we have 50, 60 people. You'll be standing up here on the stage saying, this is what we're doing, we're in a GPS bicycle satellite. We're worth 100 million. We know that once you've all gone through the process, you're not going to be standing up with silly valuations, asking for silly money. Yeah, we'll have it all right. And that's the whole idea. So just one second. Now, the reason I asked about SeedLegals is our pitch events are £375 for a company to come and pitch. We keep them low because we know people are struggling and they want to raise money. If you're on the SeedLegals platform, it's £250,000. Okay. One thing I will say, as far as raising money goes, is it costs money to raise money. Yeah. It should be in your budget. Right. Sorry, that question.
No, you answered.
I asked that. I'd just like then to introduce you to Policy B, who are the insurance specialists we're talking about.
I'm looking for Policy B, and we're the business and delighted to support these home. I'm not going to stand here for 2 minutes and worry about insurance. I mean, we're only directly but what I am going to ask to do, I'm doing a kind of prize draw today. So just at the back, there's a little honey pot. If you put a business card in there, then one of us will give you a call in the next few days to either run through insurance, because you haven't got insurance yet, but I'm sure at some point you need to review it if you already have it. So we'd love to have that chat with you. Drop your business card in the honey pot, and you'll be able to enter a prize draw for £200 from the Smith Hotel voucher. That could be a nice thing to have as well. And it's only for today, so you've quite a good chance to win that. So yeah, just wanted to say hello. Dominique is also part of the speech at the back of your wave. So if you have any questions, grab us. If you can't get something, just chat to me because it's gone down. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you. Next, we have Charlotte from Forresters, who's going to talk about the various other things.
might be relevant to your business. You need to take a look at your business, and we can help you with that and decide what types of IP you might want to register. We'll also have unregistered IP that's also very valuable because you need to document that, and that can be used for licensing to generate a revenue that way. So it's not just registrable rights. As Anthony said, he's a software kind of primarily based company. Patents might not be right for him, but he has trademark protection. He also has a lot of know-how in his business, which he has protected by writing it down and licensing, etc., and making a revenue that way. Or maybe keeping it as a trade secret. You've got that expertise within house, and then you can offer your services to others, which is actually what we do. But you may be a software company that your software is used in a device, like a medical device or something. You might then want patent protection through that route as well as other routes. So it's really looking at your business and deciding what you need and not wasting money on things you don't need. Now, there's the other aspect of it that when it comes to registering it, you can say, okay, I'll take a punt and do it myself, or you can come to an IP advisor and they will help you with that process. So as an example in another field, say you've inherited a plot of land and you want to get planning permission for it. So you do your own research, you think about it, you look at planning framework, maybe you look at what other plannings in the local area in the land. But you may say, okay, well, I'll take the punt, apply for it, see what happens. If you get rejected, you then have an appeal process and you might not get your planning, and then you've got a black mark on your land. Or you can go to a planning consultant, you pay them a bit of money, they will use their expertise in the area, they've got connections, they know the area, and they will say to you, well, if you try and put it in this part of the field, you've got no chance. If you try and put it in this part of the field, you've got a much better chance. Let's go with that, and we've got connections in the planning department, and we can help you get that. That is essentially what we do. We have connections in the patent offices and the intellectual property offices where you register your trademarks, and we can help you with that process. So our idea is that we save you a lot of money down the line. Right? Sometimes you can't correct it if you get it wrong in the first place. You want to be at this stage be looking at your business and seeing what you've got there. So I'm just going to briefly talk about three main types. Anthony's touched on them. You've got patents, trademarks, and designs that are registrable rights. And then you've got these other aspects of know-how, copyright, etc. that are non-registrable, but that you want to still keep documented as you can look at licensing them. And then there are downstream rights as well. In terms of trademarks, come out very weirdly on here, but you'll see a lot of businesses will put an R with a circle after it. That means that they have a registered trademark. So, for example, McDonald's. So you can protect your company name, product name, slogans, lots of things, colours, things like that. It must be distinctive and not descriptive of goods or services. So you kind of want something that stands out a bit. And if you've got kind of three names in mind, we can do a very quick search and say, that one's going to be a no-go. You're going to get lots of objections. Or we can say, yeah, that one looks like the best one to go for. And then you haven't kind of built up your whole branding presence on one name, and then you end up having to change it. So it's good to do it early and get something that works for you and is protected. If you have a trademark, it can last indefinitely if you renew it every 10 years. So that's yours. And then, as Anthony said, someone else applies something very similar to your name, and you get the chance to object and say, I don't want someone else using that. So the way they're infringed is by using the same or similar mark or connection, same or similar goods or services. So again, there's an arbitration type process if any issues arise. Another thing that's often quite overlooked is registered design. So a company like Apple will have, I've got examples like Chrome, will have a lot of designs as well for the look of the appearance of the product. Sometimes there's a massive market share, market value to how the product looks. So you can have a very innovative product, but also if it looks pretty, it looks different, distinctive, then you can register your design. And you generally need to apply for them before you disclose them to the public. That's the best thing to do, particularly if you want protection around the world. There are some places where you can still apply within a year of publishing, so it's not game over if you haven't applied, but it's good to do that early. And you need to submit a number of representations of your design when you apply to the Patent Office, and the design must be novel. So I've got the Google VR headset here. So this was just a selection. They submitted about 12 different representations from all different angles. So you want to get someone to do we can arrange your drawings for you to meet the requirements, because it can be very critical if you get certain things in there to make sure you've got the best possible protection. And it's better, there are unregistered design rights that arise from just creating your product, but they're much more difficult to enforce. We will recommend registering, and they last up to 25 years, they're very quick to get, they're not expensive. And they're infringed if someone makes something that looks the same or very similar. So they can also be complementary to patent protection. So all your IP is not, you don't just get one type. Normally a business will have a few different types of IP protection. And patents is the more complex. It is a longer process, it's a more expensive process, but it is critical for some businesses, particularly if you've got a product, if you've got a platform technology. Even if you're going to rapidly develop your platform, you want to protect that platform, because someone else might want to use your platform develop. They might be able to get their own patent for what they've developed, but they won't be able to actually work their invention, use their invention without infringing your platform patent, which is where cross-licensing comes in, and you can say, well, you can use the benefit of my patent if you pay me a royalty. So even if you're not using your platform technology, you've moved on a bit, that base patent is still very useful in generating a revenue for you. And it's very important to investors to see that you've thought about your IP and that you've protected where necessary. So it's key really to write down, part of your pitch deck, the IP you've got and the IP that you're looking to get, and where the company's looking to go and the platform you're looking to build on your IP strategy. In terms of the requirements for patents, you'll see things that need to be novel, inventive, and sufficiently disclosed. Those are the types of words you'll hear. I'll come on to them in a minute. You also need to check your ownership. It's very critical, particularly if you've got a number of people, as Anthony said, developing inventors within the business, where you might bring people in as well. You need to make it clear who owns the IP, and ideally you want to assign that to the company who owns the IP, so it stays with the company, and you want to get those in place before you make your filings. So I think Anthony's got an assignment document that you can use for that. So that is really critical. That's where we see a lot of issues arising, is when the ownership is not set out clearly at the start. You need to really think about that and make sure it's transferred correctly, to save yourself a lot of stress down the line. In terms of patents, it's pretty strict on the novelty requirement. This is why they normally say file early for a patent application. It must be novel, which means it mustn't have been disclosed anywhere in the world by any means, and that literally means any means. So if someone can prove that it's been disclosed, then that can bar you from your patent application. Now, then you've got the question of, when I'm pitching, I want to pitch my product to get investment. I don't necessarily have the funds yet to secure all the patent protection. So there are ways you can pitch for investors without giving away your product at all, any of the technical details or anything like that. You need to be a bit more careful, but we can advise you on how to do that without ruining your chances of securing patent protection if you So it's not a don't pitch until you've filed, but just be sensitive to that. Obviously, if you've made your filing, then you are more free to speak about the details of your product. If you're going to have commercial meetings, we normally suggest a non-disclosure agreement signed to just protect that. There's also the inventive step and sufficiency requirements. I'll whiz through these quickly, but essentially your invention must not be obvious. So to a skilled person, which is someone who has knowledge of the field and has a general knowledge of that area, they mustn't be prompted to the solution that your invention has provided to the art. And there are specific tests for that. A key thing is to look at advantages over what was done previously. We don't necessarily just rely on that. Maybe it's just not obvious and we've thought of going down that route before, or there's been difficulties before, so we wouldn't have thought to go down that route. And then for sufficiency, this is really, in return for you getting a patent protection, you need to have told the world your invention in your patent application, so you're giving something back, so that then others can do that once you're creating a body of knowledge, but once your patent protection is gone, then that knowledge is out there, or they can come to you for the license. So it's really, you're being rewarded for your technical contribution, but in return you need to clearly disclose your invention in your patent application. You can't, if you're saying, oh, I want to achieve this result, but you're not quite there yet, then you're at too early a stage really to file a patent application. You need to have some technical needs to reach that result. So it might be a case if you come to us and we say you're not quite there yet, you need to develop a bit more, you might need to think about that, and then you'll be ready for patent filing. In the meantime, you might want to look at other IP areas. Patents is very much a first-to-file system, and they last for 20 years if you renew them. We normally suggest filing a first UK application, UK patent application. Our patent office in the UK is very good and it's very quick. The searches are renowned worldwide as being particularly good and inexpensive. So if you wanted us to do a big search, it would cost a fortune, but the patent office, you can go to them, part of your patent application, make a search, and it's a lot cheaper way to do it. So we'll do an initial brief search, but we suggest that you go that route. And then within a year, you can file other applications. You've got what's called a priority year. So that gives you the time to then get your investment and decide where your markets might be, and then you can secure your protection. Normally, people will file what's called a PCT or international patent application, and that buys you even more time because it's what they call a worldwide patent application, but it will never end up being anything unless you go into certain national phases, like you go to the US, European patent office, European patent. So it buys you more time essentially to work out your markets, get investment. So it's a popular route for a lot of people. And it delays the cost slightly for going into those phases. So I've just got a couple real life examples. So you're very familiar with the Apple iPhone. They have registered trademarks, they have patents to protect technical features, the way the screens change, etc., all of that's protected by patents. They will have internal trade secrets on the development of the iPhone line and where it's going. They protect strongly the look of the phone with registered designs, and then there'll be some copyright in their promotional materials and things like that. So there's a multitude of IP within that business.
Phone with a round button.
There's been lots of disputes over the years of who actually owns the look of the iPhone and the button. I'm not entirely sure it's out because I'm in the life sciences department. But it's basically a process of you win some, you lose some in that business. But it's very important because the folks spend a lot of money protecting it. Normally you'll find if something's very very heavily litigated is because it's so popular and innovative and everyone wants to do it. So the second case study is an example of one of our clients, Marksman. So they came to us, they were putting up a kitchen sink. The inventor was trying to mark to fill the holes, and it was really complicated and just not easy to do. So he thought there must be an easier way. So he developed a load of prototypes and eventually came up with their marking tool. So we did a search for them to check if they were putting out their live ad with a patent filing, UK and then BCT route. We registered their trademark for them, and we also they were like companies like you that they needed to get investment. They wanted to get this out there, and they needed help to do that. So back then, this type of thing didn't exist. So they drafted their TV program, and we helped them with all the paperwork, getting them ready to go on that. And they pitched to the Dragons, and all 5 of them invested, which meant they then had the backing. They're now stocked in DIY stores across the UK and developing other products from that and the whole line. So they had a combination. Similarly with tent-style tree tents, came to us. Their product is basically a tent that's off the ground, anchored by 3 points. And they had a couple of designs, but they didn't have anything else. We helped them get their patent filing for the functional features, the trademarks, and for their various brands around that. So it's not a one-product company, and help them with their design as well. So they also wanted protection worldwide. So you need to engage with a lot of different patent offices. So they now have warehouses across 4 continents and the protection to go with that. And just finally, I'll finish with there was a recent study between the EPO, which is the European Patent Office, and the EU IPO, which registers the trademarks. And they found that the most growth was experienced by companies that had at least one form of IP, and those that had bundles of IP registered were seen as the highest growth factors. So it's good to look at the whole package. I'll just say that some of our team is here today, so we've got Andy at the back and Mark Van Dal, who's trademarks, Kate, Ryan and Dan are also on the patent side, as well as Andy with me. So if you've got any questions, come and ask, because I think we've got it quite up. But thank you.
Right, guys, you'll be pleased to know I'm the final one, so we won't bore you too much longer. I'm James from Robot Mascot, the pitch guys that Neil referred to. I'm just going to give you some advice really on how to nail your pitch, how to convince an investor and make sure that how are you going to convince an investor, and how creating the pitch isn't just about pretty pictures in a PowerPoint. There's a little bit more to it than that. So just bear with me when I get the slides up.
Can I just say what you're doing?
Yes.
What might be interesting to companies that links both CVs and Forresters is an awful lot of early stage businesses do research and development. And again, an HMRC scheme is R&D tax credits. And if you haven't looked at it, you should do, because they can give you an awful lot of money back, and you don't even have to be profitable. So ask your accountant, ask somebody, but you can get interest back from HMRC or discount on the capital, but it's certainly something.
So yeah, with Robot Mascot, we help you create a perfect pitch, we help to nail your communication to investors, and we're experts at it, we're trusted, and have partnerships with all these people and more. They come to us with their clients who need help articulating their idea clearly and concisely in a way that makes an investor want to buy into the idea and want to ultimately give you money. So that's what we do. That's what we do day in, day out. We help create pitches. Now, it's a very simple process. We've got an online platform which helps you gather all the information. You don't even need a business plan to get started. I know a lot of you in here said that you were at very early stages of your funding. So our process, our formula is perfect for that. Our online platform helps you build your business case, asks you all the relevant information, gives you, and there's consultancy throughout. So if you're stuck on an area, we can advise on how to articulate, how to start researching your market opportunity, or how you might want to structure financials, and introduce you to partners who might be able to help if you aren't able to do it yourself or don't have the time to do it yourself. So there's a consultancy process throughout, making sure that your business case is as robust as possible, and develop areas and identify areas that investors might pull you up on and might take you to task. We can spot those early and we can resolve that for you. Then it's all about writing that in a way that's clear, concise, memorable and articulate, and then comes the pretty pictures and make it look slick. So I'm just going to quickly run through, because I know that you were probably expecting to do 6 minutes ago, so I'm going to quickly run through my 5 top tips to creating a perfect pitch. These are 5 things that I see day in, day out when consulting with our clients. So when they go through our pitch prep process and they pull together all this information, the areas that more often than not they're letting themselves down and they haven't maybe got enough resource, enough thought into before they move forward. So, first, number 5, avoid jargon. It's a biggie, we get that a lot. So these sorts of descriptors, innovative, we're disruptive, we're an ecosystem, we're a turnkey solution. Yes, we've had that, it's brilliant. It means nothing, you're basically goading the investor on to say, all right, prove it. It's a bit like if I came up to you and said, I've got this quality Rolex watch, 100% genuine Rolex watch, would you like to buy this Rolex? Who's this guy? It's not genuine. You're saying what platform's innovative, but the first thing, they hear this stuff so often, it loses all meaning. They kind of go, isn't that innovative? You're kind of asking them to question you straight away. So let's not use jargon, let's explain this in a way that is genuinely interesting, not try and dress it up with some of these overused terms. We're the X of X. If you can't explain your idea without referring to someone else's idea, you're probably really shit at communicating your idea. You can't rely on cliches, then you don't really grasp what's powerful and what's exciting about your business and your product. It makes it seem a bit boring. You want to be new, you want to be exciting. And finally, those industry terms. These are a couple I've had recently. We've got a Part 145 approval, and then once we've got our funding, we're going to seek a FAR 145 certification. Does anyone know what that means? I don't know what that means. So only if you're an aviation industry expert who does repair and maintenance of jet engines do you know what it means. Right? So most investors aren't that. I would say about 80%, especially at the seed and pre-seed stage, 80% of investors aren't necessarily experts in the sector in which they are investing in. That might change as you go out on the ripples to the larger rounds. You might have specialist funds, but at the early stage, no one's going to know what these things mean. So no one's going to have a clue what you mean. You've lost them straight away. So just say we need a high level certification, and we can achieve that once we've got the money. You don't need to go into the detail, not at the pitch stage. That might be in your business plan in more detail, but not in the pitch. 4th one. Number 4, nail your business plan. So many of our startups come to us, I say, without a business plan. That's why we created this online process to help you create one. It's all just bits and pieces on various different documents, some kind of rough rudimentary pitch deck that they've started with, and they think that's their business plan. That's not good enough. You tend to talk a lot about product. You're really good at that. Really good at talking about how you're going to do it, your operation. Really good at talking about your product. Maybe you're talking about your customer and who you're selling it to. But more often than not, no one's sort of done any decent research into market opportunity. Probably because they're scared Actually, if they do the research, they realise no one actually wants to buy this thing, so they kind of would rather not poo-poo their idea before it's gone off the ground. But it's important. An investor wants to know how big the market is. So you can use Samsung. That's probably one of the most comprehensive ways of showcasing this to an investor. I won't go into it now because of time, but look it up if you don't know what it is. And you want to be trying to find out based on your annual market growth rate. The other important thing here is I see a lot of disconnects between my product and the customers, the market which I'm serving, and then the market figures, the size, the market size is X, and they do something very loosely connected. It's worth spending the time trying to find the research online, doing your own research if you can on something that's much more relevant to the market, which you're actually going to be operating. The other thing is when it comes down to your market share, how much of the market, like super unrealistic expectation of how much market share, because they almost feel like they need it to make their financials add up sometimes. Like we're going to get 20% of the market in the first couple of years. You'd be lucky if you get one, I would say. I'm no accountant, but you'll be lucky if you get one. So make sure that's realistic and make sure that you're making it as relevant as possible. The acquisition strategy, barely touched on. This is your marketing. How are you going to get customers? Sometimes you get, you'll have a few lists and you'll just throw in the obvious things. We're going to do digital marketing, we're going to do trade events, and we're going to do a load of talks. Is that really coming in as an investor? Do I really feel like you've got a grasp of how you can actually take this to market and get customers to buy into this thing? A lot of times you've forgotten about your brand, your website, your assets you're going to need to actually do the marketing. That's not budgeted for, it's not even mentioned. Creating these pieces of IP like your brand are going to be so valuable to you later on. It's not even mentioned anywhere in the business plan that you need to invest in. And then the financial projections are often woeful. Don't know what it is, but I think a lot of startups obviously just, they're ideas guys, they've not got a head for numbers, it's fine. You can get some advice from someone. We've got a free template online, a free download to help you create your three-year projections. There's loads of low-cost sort of premium services about on the web as well. But it's very rare that we get a really comprehensive set of projections to work to that match with the market opportunity, that match with your acquisition strategy. You've said you've got a huge list of marketing stuff you can do, pay per click, this, that, and the other. But you've got a 50 grand marketing budget in your plan. Well, you're not going to achieve all of that. So there's just a massive mismatch on all the information. We've had startups come to us, and I won't name names, they can be very mean, but they're raising 300k. Their 3-year financial projections say they're going to be 300k turnover by year 3. I don't know if as an investor I'm up for that kind of return. Maybe if year 4 or 5 go crazy, I'll be alright, but it wasn't looking too good. So make sure everything lines up in terms of your market size and how much you're going to charge. Number 3, include the right content. So as I see it, there's 3 elements to create the perfect pitch. First is to get the investor excited. First job, and this goes to Anthony's idea of a product deck, really, it's easy. What do you do? What problem do you solve? What solution have you created? And what's your vision? Let's paint a picture to the investor. Remember, they're not an expert in necessarily in your sector, so you need to explain to them why this problem is so prevalent and why people don't want to spend money to solve it. So they're not going to spend money to solve it, then you haven't really got a business. So paint the picture, get the investor excited by talking about these things, and then you want to be demonstrating there's an opportunity, talking about customers and how your approach to attracting them and retaining them, your market opportunity, your financials, and your competition. So you're painting a picture of the industry and demonstrating that we've got a great opportunity within this industry to go and make a load of money. Then you want to make it no-brainer by talking about how great your team are, what traction you've got, what milestones you've achieved. great, great product, great idea. I can see that there's a market opportunity there. But I don't think they haven't got any traction so far. So is there maybe I'm missing something? Maybe this isn't actually needed, which is why you need to work on these things. It's going to be very difficult from our experience to raise money, any significant amount of money, without having any traction. It doesn't have to necessarily be revenue. Traction doesn't mean revenue. Traction means genuine interest from genuine people signed up to a waiting list. Some kind of rudimentary sort of Facebook ads that are acting like your product actually exists, and you run a campaign and people clicked on the link to buy now, and then it goes to a landing page that says actually not available yet, sign up here. But you can say, look, we spent £100 on Facebook ads and this many people clicked the link to buy it. And if we take industry conversion rates, this is the kind of traction we expect, or we've got some money. That's enough at a very early stage. You don't need to be bringing in loads of revenue. You need to do some tests. No one's going to invest in you down this. Number 2 counts. Okay. I told you I didn't do finance. Create the perfect structure. So it's all well and good having all of that information in the right place and in the right order. In the right information, we've got to have it in the right order for you. And this is where you need often a bit of help and consultancy, because the temptation for a startup is to lead on the products. You're day in, day out, you're looking at this product, I'm going to make this customer product, market fit, brilliant. You can't, it's very tricky for a founder to pull themselves away and look at this strategically from an investor's perspective. What information is important to them, not you. Because you're obviously, the most important thing to you is your product, that's your baby. So often you want to think about what are your strengths, what you're going to lead on. Maybe it's your team, maybe you've got an awesome team with great experience, proven track record. Maybe you haven't, so maybe you can put that sort of a bit lower down on the pecking order in the deck. But if you've got a great team, maybe it's near the front because you want to really sell that in. If you've got some IP registered, you've got a patent that's something. That's really cool. Like, you've got that protection, but make sure you mention it and put it near the top. Maybe your traction's awesome. If it's not, maybe don't put anything in about it, or put it right down the bottom. Make sure there's a coherent narrative, so I sort of touched on that. The idea, the market opportunity, the financials all make sense. There's no point saying, the market size is this, if I can get 1% of the market, or X% of the market, I can earn this much revenue by 2022, and then your financials don't match up to that. Or your market opportunity is talking about different sectors, which your problem and solution statement seems to be talking about, just something very disconnect. So make sure that narrative is coherent, and that's what we do a lot of with our startups, is looking at all the information they provide through our online process and going, hang on, there's a disconnect here. I think investors can see through that. It's not coherent. It feels like there's a gap. There's a gap somewhere that's going to be exploited by a shrewd investor to use it as a negotiating tool, or to just reject you from that. And then don't forget to ask. Again, you don't always put this on there right at the beginning. If it's a very early stage, you want to leave that off because you want room to negotiate. But once you've got that lead investor, make it clear how much you're raising, what equity you're giving away, how you're going to use the funds, what the potential exits are. Investors, it doesn't even matter in the early stage of these exits are theoretical. They're not looking for contracts signed with Google that they don't buy out your own. It's kind of showing the investor that you have an appetite to exit. That's your plan, is to exit or buy their shares back or do something, because they want to make their money in 5 to 10 years by cashing in their shares. And they want to know how they can do that, how your fund's going to be used, what objective you're going to hit with their funds. How much you're raising, the equity, the valuation, that stuff can go in fixed. As you said, you don't want to start different deals with different investors. Once you've got something you've agreed with a leading investor, start putting that in and keep that digital that rate. Finally, before number 1, one of our partners there, I just want to read you the bit. It says, I see around 10 pitches a day. For me, it's the communication of the idea that ultimately decides whether I invest or not. So not the market opportunity, not the traction, not the financials, not the product itself. It's the communication of the idea, the way the whole lot comes across, the way it's all packaged together. So number one, nail the communication. And that means visual communication, so making sure the design is clear, there's a considered hierarchy to the information so it's easy for an investor to take in. Remember, they're going to be sent hundreds of these things into their inboxes, and they're going to quickly flick through it and see if it's something of interest, and then they might, if it is, they're going to go back and maybe read through it in a bit more detail. So can you pull out things and then when they flick through, they go, wow, that looks interesting, here's a bit of information, this looks great. In fact, if it's all just flat, boring copy with no real hierarchy, they're going to find it very difficult to quickly grasp what you do. And use of images and graphics obviously help with that. Your written communication, make sure that's nailed, so clear, concise, make sure the storytelling's right, you're setting up, getting the investor to sort of understand it from your perspective, see the market, understand it from the customer's perspective. Just telling that story as you go through and unpacking the information in a way that makes sense. You're not jumping about with a clear narrative and a clear story. So by the end, it's very obvious what you do, why you're up raising money, and how you're going to achieve success. So you've got to assume that your audience knows very little about you, your product, your market, everything. Then it's got to be fit for purpose. So as you mentioned, there's different decks. So we would always produce 2 decks for our clients, an investor deck and a recommendation deck. The investor deck being a longer sort of prose, still not paragraphs and paragraphs of text, but something that can be read but not presented, to be sent out via email, great for crowdfunding, as well as a presentation deck, so something with a few headlines and a few bullet points to stand and present in front of you. Add the details that you want, but you might want to cut both of those things down into a product deck by taking off the sort of business case information and just having the storytelling. And really, this is the thing that most of our clients come to us for, as well as all of the advice and the strategy. This is the bit startups tend to suck at because they focus on the wrong things and they talk about what's important to them as opposed to what's important to the investor. It's difficult to get your mind out of your own little world in your startup. So just a couple of before and afters. I thought it's worth just to demonstrate these points. This is a deck, a page in a deck we're given. A bit shouty, don't really know where to look. No clear hierarchy, lots going on, dragged. The solution is finding at the same time money becomes discussing before. It's just great. A little bit of same content, you can just change the line length, give it a structure, give it an order, and it becomes much more attractive and you can quickly pick out the information. This is a good one, isn't it? Deck. So this is more of an investor deck than it would be a presentation deck. But let's just go through this. Business overview doesn't really tell me anything. OEMs and current supply chains, unless you know you're in the industry, you know what he means by OEMs, you have no idea what he's talking about. Got there. A point is reached when time for overhaul means cost for overhaul, outweighs one or the other. I still don't know what that means. We've done his deck and he's starting to raise some money, so yeah, that makes no sense. 24/7 AOG basis, he's used an acronym, a buzzword, AOG. It's alright because he's explained it. Aircraft on ground. Still don't know what that means. Sorry. Key airframe and engine components, again, not really sure what he's talking about there, and then we'll pretend we didn't notice the typo. Or you could have something like that. We'll transform aviation maintenance and repair. Okay, I know what industry they're in, what they're doing, and there's a big picture of a jet engine. I kind of get what they're doing, and then we can go into detail about the problem, and then pull out what the solution is there. And obviously this could be cut down into some simple bullet points for your replication deck. So there. Simple. So yeah, that's what we do. Hopefully you've picked up some help, some tips on how to do your own. Good luck if any of you are presenting at Neil's up-and-coming events and need some help blowing investor stuff.
Thanks very much, Jane. Excellent. We have one final introduction to make. I'd like to introduce you to the world first, who I mentioned earlier regarding currencies and such like.
Hi.
Sorry.
So we did have a slide deck, but appreciate you also listening to welcome. First and foremost, we're world first. We're an international payments platform specialised in foreign exchange, money, transfers, and competitive rate prices. We have recently been acquired by Ant Financial and Alibaba, which backs our very, very competitive exchange rates. To give you a high-level overview, a bank would charge you maybe 2 to 3% when you're making a foreign exchange transfer. Our ranges between 0.5% and 0.1.5%. So right at the bottom scale. Our kind of USP would be the world account. So world account allows you to open bank accounts to trade in and out as a local. You can open these in all around the world in 10 different currencies. The key premise to note from that is if you're opening a bank account in Europe, if you're opening a HSBC bank account, they will allow you to open a European bank account. It won't be a local bank account. You will still be charged foreign exchange fees, and it will still be an international bank transfer. With us, we have relationships with Deutsche Bank, Citibank, and Barclays in the UK, which means that when you're trading out in these local bank accounts, you're trading literally like local. I'm going to really quickly kind of wrap it up there because I know you're all sat thinking, do I have international exposure? The answer is probably yes. If you're trying to get investment from internationals, you've got particles, anything like that, that's always going to be charging international fees. If you guys have any questions, maybe just come to myself or John over here. We've got loads of business cards, but appreciate it. We're already half an hour overrun, so kind of wrap it there. Thank you.
Right, that's it for now. You're welcome to hang around and obviously talk to people. Thanks very much for coming. So we videoed this, so anybody wants it, we can put it on the link on our website to it. Yeah, it's exponential-events.com, or you can just do exponential.events. Thank you very much. Then pitching events on the 27th of August here. If you want to find out more information about that, please do let me know. Yeah, please.
Sorry, no, okay, I don't know what happened there. It just sort of fell, didn't it?
That's all right, don't worry about it.
It's broken.
We get a lot. I can only do so much advice on the finances and so much professional. Look at it, figure it out.
I took a whole bunch about what there's a lot of tax credits. We've got going
Extensive blog, yes,
but again, I'm writing stuff
yeah, good stuff. Great to meet
Have you sent it to us?
You're on camera, mate.
Who took my headphones? That's the other one.
Mouth goes really dry with all this talking. I need to keep. Oh no! There's a tap in there.
You've got a card. I can send you
I'll tell you what, we'll just, if you can, we don't leave, just take them out
Someone's there. Okay.
Hey Robert, thanks for getting in touch. I'll leave that.